I believe those were sent out previously. I do have copies if you need them.
Move to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second. Discussion. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Are approved as submitted. And, okay, I've got, okay, that was September 24th. Let me see what we got here. And it looks like we also have minutes from October the 2nd to approve. Both regular session and executive session. Do I have a motion? I believe those.
Move to approve.
Motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Those are approved as presented. And then we have the minutes from our executive session from October the 22nd.
Move to approve.
A motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? All right. I think that's all the minutes we have to approve tonight. Next on the agenda is the financial statements. Those, I believe, were also emailed to you previously. Did you have a chance to review them?
Move to approve the financials as they were submitted.
I have a motion to approve financials as submitted.
I'll second.
I have a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Financials are approved as submitted. Next thing on the agenda is an update on the Mooresville Gateway. We have a number of items on the agenda tonight under that, and so it's kind of a follow-up to our previous meeting. Cheryl Schwantz from our consulting firm is here, and I'll turn it over to you, Cheryl, for, I guess, a discussion of and a decision on bricks and color.
That's correct. So we are moving towards our final construction package, and one of the things that was discussed the last time was the coloring of the letters. final page is a sign that's actually under construction right now for the town of Fishers, and that is the blue letters on a limestone background. So,
What'd you call that, Sharon?
I'm sorry.
What'd you call that?
Whatever you
Limestone.
Limestone.
A limestone.
So we have the limestone cap and other detailing, so the limestone is already a design element that we're using. And, like I said, we think,
Give that to Amy.
yeah, absolutely, we think both could work. It's really kind of up to the group to discuss and decide perhaps how they would wanna go. On an interesting note, I have done extensive research on the actual state flag color and cannot find anyone who can tell me what it actually 100% for sure is.
Blue?
It's blue, yeah, it's blue.
It's Mormon blue.
It's Corman
There
blue,
you go.
so.
I forgot, Gorman Group, forgive me.
Yeah, so, we would be looking at a blue that, even if you look at flags, the blue is not always the same color. The flag makers use whatever blue they have, so, it's kind of interesting. Called the governor's office, called the state historical
Did you take
society,
that legend?
yeah. So, anyways, so for discussion, I open it to you all.
Cheryl, is there a difference in cost?
No.
If you have the
No.
limestone background?
Oh, the limestone background versus the brick. The limestone may be a little bit more than the brick, but I wouldn't expect a substantial difference in it.
Why don't you turn around and show us the bricks? We need to make decisions on both brick and lime and letter color.
So, again, we took different general shale, we got a number of different samples. We went to, downtown and we laid the samples next to what you already have, and either of these go well with the brick that you have. So the brick that's downtown is kind of a variegated, so it picks up, different colors. This is maybe a little bit more red, and, this is like, they're both really red, right? This is a little lighter, this is
Yeah, it's a little dark on
richer.
that side.
Yeah.
Is the one in your right hand as variegated as the one in your left hand?
No,
Okay.
no, it's not. So this is called flashing, where they get some of the really darker, coloring and,
Cheryl, this is gonna have lights in front of it, correct?
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
So it will also have, the torch element will be lit. It'll be lit with LED lights, which means those lights could be blue. They can be any color we want. They can be pink, they can be green, they can be orange. You can change them, constantly if you want to. But, that is,
But typically they would be blue because of torch.
typically they would be. And, once we get it up, we'll go out and we'll play with the color at night until we get to something.
I really appreciate the effort that was made to show these examples. Not just the conceptual, but, the real stuff that's out there.
It helps.
It helps a ton.
It helps, it does.
I guess my comment for the group is, page one, the front page is, my favorite wording and style. When we, to do the things that we would have to do to use blue to make it more readable, it still won't be as readable as the silver is on the other, but it would be better. When you look at that limestone back, it's just too much limestone. I mean, we've got a great big hunk of limestone there for the state of Indiana. I think from an artistic or, architectural standpoint, that just looks clean, nice, clean, neat. So I guess that's kind of where I am. I like the more variegated brick as well, because shadows and things in those and pollution and all that adds character to it over
makes perfect sense, cause it will make the colors dance in it. I like the blue and the limestone because it pops.
Let me do this.
This is,
This is very
Uh,
good, yeah.
this is.
So we get the decisions down. Is there consensus on the variegated brick?
Yes.
No?
I like the other one better, but
Okay, well, we want your opinion, Mark, but it does look like it's
I like the other.
looks like it's 5-1 though.
Welcome to my world.
Okay, you got the brick.
We got the brick.
So-
We are going with Kings Mill. And,
So don't forget that.
well, I won't, I'll leave this one with you.
Okay. Now that we know the brick, now we can talk about the color of the letters. Mr. Gorman, you were gonna say?
The blue on the limestone's, and that says Indiana, not the brick doesn't, limestone really screams it. And from an artistic standpoint, the blue on the limestone pops, it jumps, and at night it's going to jump even more. Silver you'll be able to see, but it's gonna kind of lie there. Just my opinion.
My concern on that, Tim, even looking at this Fisher sign, I don't know if it's just shadowing, but it could be bleeding too, that comes down off the letters. I don't like that very well. See what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks, I don't like, I was with you, I wanted blue letters, cause I think the flag's blue, but I don't like that. I don't like the potential of having that issue, rusty, bleeding down white limestone.
They really shouldn't do that.
There shouldn't be any bleeding of the letters. I don't know what you're seeing in the Fisher.
What is that, Sheriff?
Maybe do that.
It's a brand new sign. I think it's just moisture.
That's what they have to find
honestly.
moisture.
Yeah, on the sign, that was taken last week.
But you will have that issue though, if you show it moisture there, you will see that to some extent.
As the limestone gets wet.
On the limestone, yeah.
But it will,
Right.
it's not a
Hopefully.
permanent condition. Yeah.
The letters that are on it, will they have depth? I mean, are they,
They will stand, there'll be a cast aluminum, so there won't be a lot of depth, thickness to it. There won't be a lot of thickness, but they'll stand off of the wall. They won't be, just right on.
It won't be flush mounted, it'll be.
That's exactly.
the ones, yeah, the Fisher's ones looks like it's more than that, which,
The Fisher's letters are a channel letter that's backlit, so it's a little bit different kind of a letter than what we're doing.
didn't we have some discussion about the lighting, how it would affect either? I thought it said, talked about something that said the blue lighting would show up as well at night or something.
The color blue won't show up well, as well as the other. It will be better with the limestone back,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, the-
it still could cast a shadow. I mean, all of it will cast a shadow.
So the lighting, that will be lighting the sign wall will be a white light. We wouldn't make that blue. The only thing that would be blue lighting would be in the torch itself. So up the shaft of the torch, and then, in that round area underneath the flame, those will glow. And they can glow white, or they can glow blue. The thought is they'll glow blue.
We also have the M on the map
Yeah.
backlit.
So the M on the state of Indiana, will actually be out of a product called Freeform. It's a resin, and it'll be kind of a frosted clear, and that'll have a light behind it as well. So that light also could be blue or white or whatever color that we wanna make it, and then it'll have your M for, Mooresville embedded in.
What's your opinion, Cheryl, which one do you like the best?
Well, I prefer the cleaner look, the
as presented.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. Additional discussion. Mark? Thoughts?
I like the first page of that.
Don?
I mean, I'm okay with it. That's the majority wants to go. Cause it's just, I mean, I like the blue. I like the concept of blue, but I understand that it's not probably gonna be the best presentation as far as visibility, so, I mean, I'm okay with it.
Well, Mr. Corman, you still like the blue?
I still like the blue, I like the way that pops, the way it jumps, to talk like a flaming artist. But if we're gonna have blue lights and a blue band, I mean, it's not worth discussing that far.
Okay, all those in favor of the motion to select the image on the first page, which is red brick with silver letters, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, Cheryl.
Thank you,
Got that?
Jen, for your decision.
I do have one question.
Yes, sir.
About the actual flame itself,
Yes.
is that lit on the outside, is it lit on the inside?
Yeah, so the flame, the way that works, that whole kind of, we'll call it the torch base, there is, the petals of the flame are metal, and there are lights in that round base that will shine up and light the flame, and then there's lights that shine down and fill that space below and make it glow. So both elements up and down, the flames and the kind of the base that holds them will be lit.
Would it be too Vegas-y? You change the light up, or was it flickering?
They'll be, the lights will be,
The lights will be
the
programmed.
lights will be programmable, so I mean, that's something we could look at.
Right,
We could have Disco Saturday.
yeah.
We could actually have changed color, whatever color flame you want. So,
When the football team wins, it flickers or something.
Yeah, when they lose, it just goes black.
okay. Any other questions on the sign? Monument? Cheryl, do you want to go over the proposed schedule?
Yeah, thank you. So, moving forward, looking at how we're going to, get this project out to bid, we're looking at, there'll be an advertisement, or notice to bidders, we're looking at happening on, November 15th, which is a Saturday, in 3 papers. The Mooresville paper, the Indianapolis paper, and is it the Morgan County? No, it's Martinsville.
Martinsville.
Martinsville, okay. So those 3 papers will have our first advertisement. There's a wage scale meeting set. We have to establish wage scale for this project. That's something that the town has to do. That's set for November 18th. I assume that's in the evening, Tim, is that? No, it's during the day.
Yes.
Do you know what time?
No, they haven't established a time
Okay.
yet.
Okay, depending on the timing, our bid documents will either be available at our plan room for pickup by the contractors, either on the 19th or the 20th, depending on when that meeting is, because we'll get the bid documents to them and then they'll be ready later that day. Then we're looking at having a pre-bid meeting for contractors on Monday, November 24th, which is Thanksgiving week. Followed by another advertisement, which is 16 days prior to bid opening, so that's ties into what we legally need to do to notify bidders. Any addendum that we would have,
landscaping on State Road 67 between Samuel Moore Parkway, where the current project that's being bid will stop, and down to Indiana Street, where the current project one will terminate. But there were several areas in their intersections. You have Bridge Street, High Street, Hadley Road. You've got a couple of other areas as far as landscaping in the plan that I asked them to go ahead and pull the documents together, thinking that if we could move forward on that one, we may get some benefit from scale, since we're going to be landscaping there already in 2015, that we may be able to get scale on plantings as well as on labor. So I asked her to put a proposal together for that project, which is considered, it's called Project 1A. And then Project 2, a document for looking at the boulevarding of Indiana Street, which we could move forward on if we so choose, while we're working on parts of the other projects as far as the roundabouts, the downtown park, while we're waiting on those projects to move forward. We can go ahead and have them start planning and looking at that Project 2 should the commission so desire. Cheryl, do you want to go through these documents at all?
I mean, a lot of the documents that you have in front of you are very contract and technical. I think the documents that you'll find most helpful will be the Exhibit Bs, which are the last staple item in each of those packages. Because that kind of gives you the scope of the project in a nutshell, without a lot of jargon. So, Project 1A, the State Road 67, basically that's about 10,000 lineal feet of area. Includes the 4 intersections that we talked about. We're looking at, assuming that we move forward, let's say December, we're looking at having the project designed and bid documents ready by next fall, so that actually the contract could be awarded in, let's say, August, and some planting could happen during that time period. It's likely that, given the length of the corridor and the scope of the planting, that not all the plant material will be available in the fall, so the construction continues through spring of 2016, right? But that's it's a fairly straightforward project, in that it really is strictly planting. We're not looking at any modifications to, obviously, State Road 67. There's not the constructed elements that we have with the gateways. It's really a planting project. So we feel like there could be some things that would be achieved yet in fall of 2015, and again coming up in the spring of 2016. The second project, Indiana Street, is a little more involved, because that involves the boulevarding of that segment of roadway, and the addition of pedestrian amenities, the pedestrian trail that we had developed in the master plan, some lighting, and then also planting design and signage in that package. So that would be a longer process, looking at perhaps a design process that goes through next summer, bidding later in the fall, maybe November of 2015, and then having a construction project schedule that goes through spring of 2017. So that's a little bit longer. It just reflects the more involved nature of that project, and the coordination that will be required with property owners and the city, and just the more involved design development of that. The process would be much the same as this process has been for this project, for both of these, where we'll regularly come to different points of development of the plans to vet that with the group and any steering committee that's set up for those, and there'll be ample time for input and questions and discussion.
Questions for Cheryl?
Cheryl, the only issue I had was under Article 5, under owner's responsibilities, 5.3, having a representative on owner's behalf to act as a public entity. This commission has to act as a unit at a public hearing, and I can see where we'll appoint a contact person, but any substantive change has to be made by the group as a whole, by the commission at an open meeting. And I can provide language on that, and in approving this, if they want to approve it this evening, subject to that language, Mr. Council, you can move forward. but-
5.3.
Yes.
There is one other, thing that I should bring up, speaking of things that, may need to be changed, and that is the, dollar amount that we have for a survey is, has not been confirmed by Holloway, by Ross Holloway. And, he had a death in the family and was able to get us that information for tonight's meeting. We would pass along, if it were less, the contract would go down by however much that is. If it were more, which I don't anticipate, the contract would